Viewers, let me first tell you that both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha have been adjourned sine die. That means officially the monsoon session of our parliament is over. Ahead of schedule, we know that the Lok Sabha was slated to run for 2 more days. There are 2 more days left in this week. But the 2 houses have already been adjourned. And you know what? Who is the one who's lost out this monsoon session? The parliament session that was marked by sloganeering, protests, chaos, ruckus, repeated adjournments, hardly any discussion, absolutely no debate, and a handful of bills getting passed. This parliament session, if the opposition thinks they have achieved something great, but by not allowing the parliament to function, by what they think, cornering the government on crucial issues, they are horribly wrong. Their strategy has only impacted us, the nation. For the government, it's actually fine. Whatever bills the government wanted to push through, whatever legislations they had worked on, created, written, those were brought in and those went through. The government didn't have to necessarily answer the tough questions on whether it's fuel hike, inflation, economy, job loss, COVID management, oxygen deaths, or even Pegasus. They didn't actually have to give answers, justify themselves inside the parliament because the proceedings never took place. So the opposition may think that they did something grand by raising these issues, very, very crucial issues on behalf of the people of this country in a bid to make the government accountable. But you failed. Because we didn't hear a single word about any of the key issues, barring a couple of hours in both of these houses over the past 3 weeks. What we did see is papers being thrown. What we did see is sloganeering. What we did see is members of parliament standing on the benches, throwing the rule book at the chair. That is what we saw throughout this session. How much do we know about the bills that got passed? What do we know about the government's logic behind that, their rationale? Why will they implement these laws, bills that have now become laws? We don't. Because of the key 20 bills that were passed, you will see that at least for half of them, less than 1 hour between the 2 houses was dedicated. Less than 1 hour. This is how we treat crucial legislation in our country. The only bill that actually saw conversations, discussions, commentary coming from members of parliament was the OBC bill that's been passed by the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. And that is because every political party knows that politically, not government-wise, not governance-wise, but politically this bill is valuable. Politically, they need to be seen as those backing the OBC bill that empowers the states to come out with their own OBC lists. And that's the only reason and the only time that we actually saw opposition and the government unite and discuss, keep quiet unless there was a need to speak, and when they spoke about this issue. And minutes after that bill was passed in the Rajya Sabha this evening, there was ruckus again. There were multiple adjournments again. There is now charge versus counter-charge, allegation versus counter-allegation as to what went on inside the Rajya Sabha. One side says we were silenced, we were not allowed to talk, we were not allowed to speak up. Derek O'Brien says that they are now using gender tricks by placing women marshals so that the men MPs can't move forward. The government says you need to apologize. that those security personnel, the marshals, in fact got injured because the opposition was creating such ruckus. That is what the key headline of the monsoon session of Parliament was. Who should apologize? Think about it. Let me say good evening to the panelists who are joining me this evening. Rohan Gupta, spokesperson for the Congress Party; Aman Sinha of the BJP, senior advocate of the Supreme Court; Saravanan, spokesperson of DMK, also joining me this evening; Dr. Sunil Singh of the JDU; and Professor Om Prakash Mishra of the TMC with me this evening. Rohan, what good is the strategy of uniting and asking questions to the government when the entire country can't even get one answer out of the government?
Tanvi, I heard what you spoke in the beginning of this program. I think it's really unfortunate that you have not raised the issue of Pegasus. It's very, very important. You know that. It is not a small issue where the government of the country is questioned on the snooping.
I think you missed it. I did mention Pegasus also, Rohan.
No, let me complete. I'm talking about the seriousness of the Pegasus. I'm not saying that you have not mentioned that. So what I'm saying, Tanvi, is when the government is under question, when the supplier says that we supply the software only to the government and opposition is only asking discussions of 4 to 6 hours. We have moved adjournment motion under Rule 267 in Rajya Sabha. We have requested government to discuss this issue. Why government was so adamant? We just wanted 4 to 6 hours of discussion on Pegasus. If the government's intention has been good, I think all the discussions would have happened. All the bills would have been passed after proper discussion. But no, this government was fearing that it will be caught in their own act. That's why they wanted not to discuss Pegasus. Many times our leader of opposition requested this government, please allow us some time. We want healthy discussion on Pegasus. But no, they never wanted discussion on farmers. They never wanted discussion on Pegasus. This kind of adamant behavior cannot work. It is responsibility of this government to ensure that the voice of the opposition is heard by this government. You cannot be adamantly running the house. At the end of the day, who is losing? People of this country are losing. But at the end of the day, it is responsibility of opposition to ensure that the issues concerning the country, the kind of Pegasus issue, which is concerning the privacy of each and every citizen of this country, we have to raise this issue. Why this government has been so adamant? Because they were fearing that they will be caught in their own act. Even now, they are not able to answer single question on this issue. Why? Why they are so adamant? Why they are not supporting opposition? Why they have not hold the meeting and discuss with opposition? How many hours of discussion you want, when you want? I think this issue could have been resolved easily, but this adamant attitude of this government has ensured that whole monsoon session, that is what this government wanted. Assuming that opposition has not participated. But this government ensured that there is no discussion on any of the bills and all the bills have been passed. So this shows clearly the intention of this government, that they never wanted any discussion. They never wanted to hear the voice of opposition while running this session. And that is why this has happened.
But the point here is, what did you achieve, Professor Om Prakash Mishra, with the strategy that you did use? Okay, you want to hear about Pegasus. Are you any wiser about the Pegasus controversy today because the government answered your questions? Are you any wiser about the strategies on COVID or fuel price or job loss or economy because you gave time to the government to respond to you? We lost. The country lost, Professor Om Prakash Mishra. The government's all fine. Their legislations that they wanted have gone through. They can continue with the business that they're doing without any accountability.
Well, there is a lot of gain. In fact, the entire country has seen the very sorry state of affair under the present government. Tanviji, can you tell me, or any of the panelists, can they say that if the Prime Minister of this country or the Home Minister of this country, they ever set foot on either the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha? No. The government got itself exposed that they do not want to discuss whether they have purchased Pegasus or not, whether they have deployed Pegasus or not. Secondly, government also got exposed that it does not care about parliamentary process and procedure. And that is how and why we can very confidently assert that not even 15% of the bill under the present government, Narendra Modi's government has gone to the select committees. In fact, it would not have happened even now. Whereas under the UPA time, please understand, 60%, 70% bills were used to be referred to the select committee. Thirdly, we have also come to know, and the entire country has come to know, that where Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he was Prime Minister for 6 years, he actually spoke on the House, two houses of Parliament 77 times. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi, 7 years plus, you count, and he has actually addressed the Parliament only 24, 25 times. So basically, the disregard of Parliament. Second set, I would try to tell you, whether you like it or not, the fact remains that at the end of the day, the government has the majority. They would have run through these bills and they would not have cared for any of our suggestions. But then we are very happy that in this eye-to-eye confrontation with the government, it is the government of the day that actually blinked first. They actually had to adjourn without any rationale the 2 days before the parliament has now been adjourned. So therefore, the opposition actually serves as a platform to educate the public.
Professor Mishra, you are saying you are happy
and we have actually been quite
that the
successful in
parliament
ensuring.
session ended 2 days before it had to? You are happy that members of parliament are going to be working less, 2 days lesser now, and we've lost
Well, we
out
are not-
on another 12 to 18 hours of discussion?
We are not happy. I'm not sure. Did you ask me this
Yes,
question?
to you only.
Well, we wanted the parliament to run. In fact, we are for the smooth functioning of the parliament. Opposition can gain very much, but when the government has decided that they will disregard invocation of Rule 267 in Rajya Sabha, they will completely disregard the adjournment motion brought by the members of the various opposition political parties in the Lok Sabha. That speaks only one thing, that the government wants to run away. They do not want to face the parliament. They do not want to have a structured debate either on Pegasus or on the so-called farm laws or on the price rise and so many other important issues that the different political parties under the broader umbrella of the opposition, they were so keen to bring about. So government was the one that ran away. Government was the one who actually did not face the parliament. And
Okay.
Prime Minister is in a very poor light. He did not even come to the parliament.
Okay,
He
so
did not come to the
yesterday we
parliament,
saw videos being tweeted by Parliament, some of them leaked to ANI as well, where MPs, where Pratap Singh Baja was standing on the bench and he threw a book, and today he came out, Aman Sinha, and very openly and comfortably defended it and said, well, I was left with no choice because nobody was listening. Today we have visuals that have come through where we can see the entire well of the Rajya Sabha is strewn with paper. Paper that was thrown, torn or thrown, or just thrown, or files that were thrown, I don't know. But look at the mess on the floor of the House. Marshals had to be brought in, and there are now charges and counter charges. And it seems that the opposition is very proud about the fact that they managed to corner you.
Tanvi, this is the state of brazenness and shamelessness of the opposition, and also goes on to reflect that it's not that some MPs in isolation have digressed and they have all of a sudden they are indulging into such destructive and disruptive behavior. They have got full backing of leadership of all these opposition parties, and I'm amazed at the hypocrisy of the opposition parties, even their spokespersons. And you're absolutely right, Tanvi. They are creating such shamelessness, such distressing scenes in Parliament, standing on top of the table of Parliament and throwing the rule book on the presiding officer. It's just astonishing, the kind of scenes and the ruckus that members of opposition are resorting to. But what is even more astonishing, Tanvi, is that after creating so much of disruption, destruction, etc., they are trying to pin the blame on the ruling party. Now, for each and every subject, they were invited for discussion and debate. In fact, they referred to Pegasus issue when the IT minister, you would recall, Tanvi, when he was reading out his statement on this matter. Then the opposition MPs, they lunged towards him, they snatched papers from his hands and tore it off. This is the kind of conduct that they are displaying before the entire country. Therefore, Tanvi, the shallowness, the hollowness, and the brazenness of the opposition is exposed before the entire country. They are all seeing it, and they are all seeing through this. What is this, opposition party and their MPs doing after getting elected and going to the parliament? That is, they are completely destroying the parliamentary practices, procedures in letter and spirit in the worst possible manner.
But there
And
were,
then they are
but
trying to
Mr.
pin the blame
Sinha,
on the ruling party.
but Mr. Sinha, they are turning around and going to be telling you that you're the one who actually started breaking all kinds of parliamentary procedures, whether it is to take everybody together from the start of this session, or to bring in conversations that they want to do and giving them that due time, or to even allow them to properly vote on a bill. So the opposition's charge is BJP started this.
Well, Tanvi, that may be opposition charge, but all our journalist friend, you entire public can see that there is no basis to it. They are just, whenever they are invited for a debate on farm laws, or, a debate on any other issue, they wanted some debate on inflation, everything, it was open for everyone to come and debate. They never debated this. Even on Pegasus issue, their all focus and energy was on disrupting, was on snatching papers from the hands of IT minister and trying to create a ruckus. The entire energy, the thrust of opposition, their intent and effort has been to disrupt the parliament.
Okay.
And after disrupting the parliament for good 3-4 weeks, now they are coming around and pinning the blame on the ruling party. Therefore, Tanvi, their hypocrisy stands exposed before the entire nation, and they will get a befitting response from people of India whenever they go to the hustings to the elections next.
Okay. Let me, I know Rohan, both you and Professor Mishra want to make points, but there are two panelists who haven't spoken. So let me bring in Saravanan and then Dr. Sunil Singh as well. Saravanan, do you really think that the opposition has emerged looking better from this monsoon session?
Yeah, absolutely, Tanvi. It is the opposition which has put the government on the mat. Hypocrisy, thy name is BJP. In 2009 to 2014, BJP only disrupted the parliament, did nothing else. Now they are coming and quoting scriptures to us. How can we ever accept that? How will that ever be accepted when BJP comes now and preaches, oh, please don't disrupt the parliament. It is the temple of democracy. It was a temple of democracy when you disrupted. Can you forget that?
Mr. Saravanan,
and
when was it disrupted?
Allow me to, sir. I did not interfere. I did not interfere when you were speaking.
So that's
I did not
all right.
interfere when you were speaking.
I am not
so
interfering,
please
but I
allow
am
me to
just
complete.
responding.
Then you can have your rebuttals. From 2009 to
All
2014,
right,
you want me to quote Arun Jaitley? I can quote Mr. Arun Jaitley.
you can
He
quote
said,
anybody.
disruption should not be described as preventing work from being done, because what we are doing is very important work in itself. This is what Mr. Arun Jaitley, your late leader, said.
No.
And now
But
you are coming,
where
turning
did he-
around and saying,
I mean,
oh,
did
please
he
don't
say that
disrupt.
throwing the rule book
No,
is fine,
he did say
Saravanan?
that. He did say that. He did say that. Arun Jaitley did
No,
say
not
that.
at all.
You please go and check.
Show me.
You please
Show me
go
the
and check, sir.
parliamentary
You
record.
please go and check.
No,
you
no.
please go and
No,
check.
no.
This is
No,
on
there is
record.
One
I
minute.
have-
Okay.
I have
No.
said that
Saravanan,
this is on record.
Mr. Arun Jaitley or even Sushma Swaraj, the tall leaders of the BJP in in that era, obviously spoke and batted for opposition voice and the job of an opposition. But nobody ever said start throwing books and snatching papers from
Absolutely,
ministers and
Tanvi.
tearing them off.
We are
That's
not.
the-
We are not
Absolutely.
debating minor indiscretion. We are not talking minor indiscretions here.
Okay, so
What we are
if
talking
this is
about
minor,
is
Saravanan, what
how
will be
this government,
major?
sir, allow me to speak, sir. Why are you getting
So that's
agitated?
all
Why are
right,
you not allowing
Saravanan,
me to
if you can
speak?
just briefly,
Yeah, why are
just
you
for
not
a
allowing me to
moment.
speak?
Saravanan,
I
if you
gave
are
the
presiding
courtesy.
in
I
court,
gave
you
the
are
courtesy
sitting
of
somewhere,
listening to you.
somebody
I
throws
had
the
the
rule book
courtesy
to
of
you,
listening to
will
you
take that
as a senior
minor
Supreme
incident?
Court lawyer.
Okay.
You know, you should
Allow me to
other
come in here.
person
Mr. Aman Sinha and
Yes.
Saravanan, it was actually very disturbing for me and heartbreaking for me to see what the Speaker of Lok Sabha said today and the way he felt at his own helplessness because none of the parliamentarians would listen to the Speaker and maintain order. Please don't make
Yes,
make me feel like that today. Let this not turn into Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Let's hear each other out and have a polite conversation. Saravanan, finish your point, please.
Yes. So Tanvi, this is the same way the then speaker from 2009 to 2014 would have felt also. Probably we should shed tears for him also now. It would have been disturbing then also. So the BJP now, they let them not preach. See, the question here is this. The BJP is scared that the last 2 days, again the focus will be on Pegasus, which they are not able to answer. They wanted to run away from that debate. They wanted to run away. They thought they can shut that issue. They thought they did not want that to become a national issue. That is the reason why they have they have chosen to end the parliament 2 days prior to what it is actually should have ended. And apart from that, the other important aspect would be, now everybody is talking that OBC, everybody, you have been boycotting the parliament all along, and when
Yes.
this OBC bill comes in and you are rushing in and you are saying yes, because this is the work we have done. Our party, the DMK party, has been there fighting for more state autonomy ever since we have been founded. So when such an opportunity comes, definitely we don't want the government to credit. See, this is where the dishonesty of the BJP steps in. They thought this is the right opportunity to push in this OBC bill so that they can take credit. Now, the BJP government is taking credit for giving reservation in the All India quota of medical seats. It is because of the hard battle fought by the DMK, our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. We filed a contempt petition.
Okay,
This is
but
the government.
Saravanan,
Let me
now
finish
you
this.
come on now. You
Yes.
can't now blame them or grudge them for bringing in a legislation that everybody wanted and quietly
Yes.
and peacefully
Yes.
discussed.
Yes, yes, Tanvi, just give me 10 seconds more.
Okay, 10 seconds.
10 seconds more,
Yeah.
I'll finish. Yeah. See, when the same kind of disruption was made by the tall BJP leaders from 2009 to 2014, the then government did not ram in the bills. It took the opposition into confidence. The parliament did not function. If there was a disruption, it did not function. But now that is not the case. This is because of the majority they have. People of India had understood that majoritarian governments are dangerous to them. And this is one classic example.
Okay. I was
Tanvi,
just
may I
looking at
respond
the
quickly?
list. I was just looking at the list of bills that were passed this time. There are bills like the factoring regulation, where the parliament collectively between the two houses only spent 27 minutes before this bill was actually passed. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Bill, such an important bill, 40 minutes spent in both of the houses, and I suspect largely it was just the Finance Minister who actually spoke about it. The Airports Economic Regulatory Authority Bill of India, 29 minutes between the two houses. The General Insurance Business Amendment Bill, 8 minutes in the Lok Sabha, which is where it actually got passed. You had the Limited Liability Partnership Amendment Bill, 28 minutes between both the houses. That was the time actually spent. The Central Universities Amendment Bill, 31 minutes. Taxation Laws Amendment Bill, 38 minutes. These are just the bills I'm listing out where less than 30 minutes was spent between the two houses. National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill, 5 minutes spent in Lok Sabha before it was passed. Dr. Sunil Singh, is this how legislation in our country will be done? Rohan, I see your hand. Comment from Dr. Singh and then I'm coming to you next.
Tanvi, it was really unfortunate and irresponsible behavior of the opposition to play with the taxpayers' money involved in a session of a parliament. They didn't let it happen on one point. They did sloganeering, ruckus. Somebody is standing on the table, throwing rule book at the chair, and others are cheering it. What kind of a democracy is this? And what kind of a message they want to give to the people? They are supposed to be ideal of the people, and their responsible behavior and their shameless defense. Somebody has defenses that yes, we have done the right thing by doing this. We will do it. Other person is saying this, since BJP did so, so I must also did so. This is shameless defense of a thing for which they should be sorry about. If they wanted discussion and serious about Pegasus, they could have it in the parliament. They could have given this time for discussion on the important bills that you mentioned, but they don't want to study. They have all kind of negative energy. Somebody whispered in the ears of these irresponsible leaders that discussing on Pegasus issue will make the government fall. And with that thing in their mind, they all hell broke loose. It's not that easy. If the Supreme Court is looking after with Pegasus, they are just trying to make something, whatever it is, My leader, Honorable Nitish Kumar, said yes, if some kind of a thing are in the mind of the people, it should be discussed and probed. But then, not letting the thing happen, creating ruckus, it does not justify that. On the pretext of something, you show your true colors, that you want the power at any cost, and you feel, and the shameless cheek to defenses, yes, we were right, BJP did so. What kind of a defense and what kind of, where do they want to take the democracy and all? I think the government, not only government, the people, the intellectuals should in all known certain words should denounce this kind of not letting the parliament function, and they should be given a task by the people that they are all denounced, and we really denounce it. And the whole civil society should work for that so that the parliament should function. The speaker rightly said that parliament is there, what you have to say. Dissent is the beauty of the democracy. But dissent doesn't mean throwing rule book at the chair, standing on the table, sloganeering, ruckus, throwing papers, walkout. These things doesn't include that.
But Dr.
I think
Sunil Singh,
there should be-
give me one example. One example where the government said, okay, you want to debate this issue, let's do it now.
that parliament is there to debate. For the bills were there. bills were supposed to be debated. Did they debate?
Outside
No,
the bills, the bills have to be debated. Tell me one issue. You want to debate Pegasus now? Let's do it. You want to debate economy now? Let's do it. You want to debate COVID management now? Let's do it.
Tanvi, the first of all, the debates were there which were scheduled for the bills. Bills were scheduled for debate. It was tabled. Don't you think the opposition should have a detailed study of the bill and have a democratic discussions? They will come out with something. Okay, discuss that. I don't say. You just give your opinion. Discuss that. But when you have to be in the parliament, discuss that. When you have to be in parliament, you will be on the streets. When you have to be on the streets defending people saying in corona times, you'll be there holed up in a 5-star hotel and tweeting irresponsible statements about the vaccines, creating ruckus about the vaccines. These kind of irresponsible behaviors.
Okay.
And they feel that the government is going to fall and somebody from the Bengal, somebody from the Punjab and somebody from Delhi will become the prime minister. Is it so? What kind of a thing they want to show about the democracy? This kind of a thing, I think democracy, we should do a soul searching, and this should also do a soul searching.
Okay, okay. Do some soul searching, Rohan Gupta. Do some soul searching.
1 second.
Tanvi,
let them shout on the top of the world that they did the right thing. It doesn't make it right. Let them shout on the top of the world that BJP was doing it. I will also do it. This is nothing but a shameless excuse.
Okay, okay. Point taken. Okay, point taken. Rohan Gupta, please.
It is the BJP which is indulging in shameless acts, not the opposition. Please don't use the word shameless. It is the BJP.
Tanvi, can I come in? Please?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I was listening to BJP spokesperson. He spoke that opposition was welcome to discuss. No, it is not open forum. There are rules and regulations. Opposition did move adjournment motion. Opposition did move under Rule 267. So it is upon government to allow opposition to discuss the issues which are concerning the country. Let me remind this government that from 2006, whether it is note ban or whether it is migrant laborers, whether it is GST, whether it is farmer issues, they have never allowed discussion. This government is talking about respect of parliament. This is the government which has insulted the parliament most. You tell me, what was note ban discussed in parliament? No. GST? No. Migrant issue? No. What are they talking about? Today they are crying about the respect of the parliament. They are the people who have disrespected the parliament most. If they have to the parliament properly, have to respect the opposition. And here it's not about the respecting opposition, Tanvi. They are fearing that they will be caught. The question was on the government directly. Pegasus issue is not about any third party issue. It is on the government intention of this government, where snooping is done by this government on the citizens, on the eminent people. Why this government is not coming clean? Why they have not ordered JPC? Why they have not ordered Supreme Court, retired Supreme Court judge inquiry? Because their intention has been wrong. If anything out of this has been done by this government, then might have rethink their stand. Okay, this government is ready to discuss, or they are ready to allow the probe, or they are ready to have discussion of 4 to 6 hours. Why they have not done anything of this? You tell me, Tanvi. What stopped this government from ordering JPC? It is the intention of this government. They wanted to avoid this question because they knew that they will be caught. And even after the parliament is over, they will not be spared.
Okay.
Because this is a big issue. It is relating to the privacy of each and every citizen of this country, where the government of country is in the question. how can you go to parliament and tell that, okay, the opposition is not allowing us
Well,
to run? No.
well, now it's with the Supreme Court, so we'll wait and watch what happens there.
Tanvi, may I
But yes,
respond?
Aman Sinha can respond.
Tanvi, I do not understand at times the kind of self-contradictory, self-defeatist arguments that Congress and opposition spokespersons make. You know, at certain places, they claim credit for passage of GST and all the good things which have come out of it. And now they are, trying to pin the blame on the government. No, the matter, the Pegasus issue, they have taken it to the Supreme Court. Now,
Have you allowed discussion on
please,
parliament?
Okay,
I did not. You are
Rohan Gupta,
so
allow
that
him to
same
finish, please.
disruption which was being carried out in Parliament is being carried out in mirror now here, Tanvi. You are the presiding officer. I need your protection here.
Please go ahead,
So-
Aman Sinha.
Tanvi, the point that I was making was that the matter is sub judice before the Supreme Court. Their own counsel, their own leaders are arguing those matters, and they have no confidence and belief in Supreme Court. No, what is this? Why should a JPC be constituted? They have themselves constituted 3 commissions. A court of commissions inquiry has been constituted, and multiple things they are they want to start on this just to create some ruckus, just in order to create more disruption, and the issues which ought to be discussed in Parliament, which government was more than willing to discuss each and every issue. Even the COVID situation was discussed at great length. And they do not find any time, energy to discuss these issues. They are just their only intent, even on the Pegasus issue. The government made a statement on floor of the House, and when that statement was made, papers were snatched from IT minister's hand, and they were torn off, which is the Congress legacy and tradition now. The Congress Rajkumar has been in habit of doing so, and the same thing is being carried out by their MPs. Now, rule books are thrown on the presiding officer, and we are told that it is just a minor indiscretion. Here and there, everyone can throw the rule book on the presiding officer, and there is nothing which is to be one should be perturbed about. What is the example that you're setting, and you're quoting some statement? If there is a democratic, democratic opposition by the parliament, even inside the parliament, it is understandable. But MPs are resorting to violence. The rule book is thrown, constitution is thrown here and there, and papers are all over they have swarmed the parliament sanctum sanctorium. Tanvi, we have seen the pictures on Mirror now, and they say that this is all very hunky dory, and just because opposition has done it, nobody should question that. Otherwise, they will become the enemies of democracy. Parliament and India will not give in and cave in to such destructive and negative forces. Parliamentary legislative activity will have to be carried out. It will be carried out regardless of whatever disruptive attitude that opposition resorts to.
No, but where are we going with this? Here is my question.
Opposition also has a constructive role to play.
Yes, it
They
does.
just cannot create total destruction.
There was absolute mayhem and total destruction. There was absolute mayhem and total destruction this parliament session. There is no denying that fact, except for the OBC bill where all of you became friends for those very few minutes in both of the houses. Let me also update our viewers on what is the kind of commentary that's come in post 6 o'clock today on what happened inside the Rajya Sabha. Now, there are multiple versions that are coming out. It's after the bill, OBC bill was passed, the Rajya Sabha was adjourned for 15 minutes. And then as it reconvened, there was a lot of chaos again, and then the House had to be adjourned again. Quite a bit of ruckus was created, and now the leaders who came out have issued comments about it. Mallikarjun Kharge says, our members are insulted here. We are not safe. We are all peace-loving people. So many male and female marshals are here. They have created more or less created a fort. Our lady members in the Rajya Sabha are insulted here. We are not safe. This is an insult to democracy. He wasn't the only one who came out and said this. In fact, we had Derek O'Brien, who actually took to Twitter and put out pictures and said that look what is happening here. They've sent in female marshals to block the male MPs. There are more marshals here than parliamentarians who are present. He said for 55 years, Sharad Pawar has been in parliament and he has never seen something like this. Sharad Pawar himself said, the manner in which women members were attacked, I have never seen something like that in my career. This is one side. What happened towards the end was also that Piyush Goyal addressed the House. He spoke about, in his ways, on what had happened, on how opposition must apologize for the kind of ruckus that was created and for the danga that happened inside. Now it's your version versus mine. One leaked visual here versus one photo there. Juhi Singh, good evening to you. Is this how we expect our parliamentarians to behave? Why is this why they were elected and sent to the upper house or the lower house, more importantly?
Tanvi, of course, they're not sent, elected and sent to
Professor
the
Mishra,
house
I'm
for
coming to
this
you
purpose,
next.
but-
Let me just get a quick comment from Juhi Singh. I'm coming to you. Yes.
But has the government left the opposition with any alternative? And the defense which I've been hearing, or let's say the trivialization of the whole issue, that my protest was fine when I was in opposition by the BJP, and your protest is wrong and you are challenging the democratic values. Of course, the opposition has moved adjournment motions. Of course, the opposition wanted to discuss Pegasus. Why couldn't you do so? Especially, you did not even allow your members to take part or make the quorum in the committee of the parliament. So, are the parliamentary committees irrelevant? The government has a lot to answer, and suddenly to say that the opposition did not want to discuss farmers or did not want to discuss the rising expenses or COVID. I mean, this is some sort of a bizarre accusation which only the BJP government can bring about. And the farmers are standing there. Have you actually talked to them? We've been raising the issues wherever you want. And I just heard the BJP spokesperson saying that they sit in AC rooms, tweets. Sir, it's up to you to also share the responsibility of letting the opposition speak what they want. Just paying lip service and saying that the opposition is needed and the opposition voice should be heard, and not allowing them to discuss the issues which they think relevant is something, I mean, which only you can explain. This is a sort of dichotomy and a space which only the BJP can exist in. And the BJP, the women members, what they are coming up now, that they've been manhandled or mishandled by the marshals. That's also something which I think it's very good that the presiding seat was sentimental, emotional about a lot of issues. I hope it'll be as emotional about the mishandling of the women members while passing the privatization bill of the insurance. So let's not really put the blame on the opposition. Yes, Sandeep.
Okay, Professor Mishra, I wanted to come in to, I think, to what I said earlier as well about what happened in Rajya Sabha.
Tanviji,
Yeah.
you have asked the most important question. We have been saying this for many weeks now, but you have very rightly asked this question. There is no answer. Whether the government agreed to a discussion on Pegasus, time and again insisted and requested to be listed. It did not happen. Secondly, and this I asked, and there is no answer to this, that whether the Prime Minister or the Home Minister, did they ever visit the Parliament during this session? No, they did not. We are talking about our Speaker, respected Speaker of the Lok Sabha, respected Chairperson of the Council of State. You know, they are very agreed, but you can try to understand that maybe that they are agreed that the government did not agree that they can agree to the opposition demand for a structured discussion, a time-bound discussion on Pegasus and farm laws and so on. Thirdly, this is something that I wanted to avoid, but time and again, a BJP spokesperson, they talk about parliamentary democracy. You know, RSS never believed in the Indian constitution. There is a written statement saying that we do not believe in this constitution because this constitution does not recognize Manusmriti. They never believed in tricolor because they say the teen color, oh, ashubh hota hai. So we do not need to learn. But please do not interrupt me. I have heard you.
Please do
And
not make
regard to
baseless
the
comments.
JDU, regarding to the JDU spokesperson, I'm very surprised. At no point of time he's agreeing to what his leader, Mr. Nitish Kumar, has said. Mr. Nitish Kumar has also agreed that investigation must be conducted. If it is being conducted in France, in Hungary,
But
in
Professor
Israel,
Mishra, that has
why
nothing to
not
do.
here in India?
Investigation
Why
being
not here
conducted
in
has
India?
nothing to do with the conduct of MPs inside the parliament.
No,
I don't think
government
Nitish
could
Kumar
agree.
said don't allow
Government-
parliament proceedings just because there is no
that
Pegasus
is
probe.
fine. I just wanted JDU spokesperson to understand what his party's stand on this issue is.
Okay,
So he
Mr.
is
Sunil
talking
Singh, do
about
you want to
disruption.
clarify what your
What
party
the
stand on
BJP
the issue
members are
is?
doing in Rajasthan.
Yeah.
What the
I
BJP
think,
legislators are doing in
Honorable
Rajasthan.
Okay,
Nitish
okay,
And
yes. So
allowing the
let's hear from
House
Sunil
there to
Singh
be,
then. Professor
function.
Mishra,
Yeah.
here is the JDU responding to you.
Yeah, Tanvi, you rightly said that the conduct of the MPs and the issue are two something different things. Honorable Nitish Kumar has unambiguously said if there are the doubt in the minds of the people that they are being tapped, this matter is serious. It should be discussed and probed. But that doesn't imply if you don't probe, I will not discuss any bill. I will throw rule books at the chair. I will stand on the chair. I'll do sloganeering. I'll do ruckus, and I will do all kinds of things. And if marshals are being called for by the speaker, we will say nothing like this has happened in 55 years of democracy. We'll do a hue and cry. It doesn't mean that. Absolutely, like in a parliamentary democracy, Parliament is there for a nice discussion. All the important policies have the bearing on the policy making of the country. They should have, because they don't want to study the bills. It's easier to shout, to do tom-tom, to do ruckus, than to study the bill in each and every part of it. They don't want to study the bill. They just want to say some people snooped into their ears that if we discuss Pegasus issue, the government will fall. It's not that easy. It's not that easy, and they got confused. Started on Pegasus, and in the pretext of Pegasus, they did everything, and they want to justify, which in my opinion is nothing but a shameless defense of their act. Instead of doing soul searching, they are
Anyway, you
tom-tomming
are
it, they
seamlessly
are plugging
tied up
it.
with
It's very
BJP.
unfortunate.
Yes, Professor
Anyway,
Mishra.
the party JDU is seamlessly tied with the BJP, and I'm very surprised that he is talking about the talent. You can take a head count in the BJP and the JDU ranks and those who are in the opposition. The stalwart leadership of the opposition, they are very well aware, and the entire world is now increasingly aware of what is there. And so, therefore, you trying to run away, you trying to evade, you trying to avoid, that actually is not going to work. I'm sure that you can talk about the responsibility of the opposition, but what you are trying to do is to run away from the accountability of the government.
I don't side with your people in parliament doing ruckus, sloganeering.
We are aware of the type of politics that BJP.
Okay. I have a question. I have a question. If I may just come in here. If I may just come in here. Yeah, Juhi Singh, you wanted to make a point?
Yes, I'm trying to understand the JDU spokesperson. Is he saying that all elected members of the opposition opposed or boycotted the parliament because they did not know how to read and write or understand the bill? So maybe the JDU will actually. I request Mr. Nitish Kumar to. No, you said so.
Don't take me wrong.
Ma'am, you said so. You said on record. So you can hold some sessions to
madam,
all the members of parliament to understand.
Let me repeat.
Okay,
let me
correct.
repeat what I said.
Please clarify.
Let me clarify one sentence.
You said we didn't want to read the bill. We didn't know how to understand the bill. We didn't want to go through it. No, don't.
Okay, let him clarify. Let him clarify, please. Didn't want to read is different from not being able to read. Yeah.
Let me clarify. I said that they don't want to go through the inner things of the bill because that needs studying.
That needs studying.
Okay. Do politicking, easier to boycott and do everything. They don't want to because of their negative politics nature. I think they should, because parliament is there for discussion.
As much as I would want, and which is why I listed out those bills that barely got any time for conversation or either in the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, I also wanted non-bill related issues to be discussed, but that didn't happen, Rohan Gupta. And Venkaiah Naidu, as the Rajya Sabha chairman, in a sense, got so emotional today. Kind of broke down when he said that, I've had sleepless nights over this ruckus that is being created, that the sacredness of this house has been destroyed. And he pointed out one thing that you must respond to. He said that a discussion on agriculture problems and solutions was listed. I find it difficult to understand how a subject listed in the list of business for yesterday would have prevented any member from raising any issue connected to farm sector, including the 3 farm bills which some members were keen to raise in the House. The question that the chairman of Rajya Sabha asked is that if there was a discussion on agriculture listed, why didn't you just allow that to happen and ask your questions or make your point about the farm laws during that discussion rather than standing on the benches and throwing books?
Emotions are important and I respect his emotions. But at the same time, when Pegasus issue, it is a serious issue. And let me tell you why this adjournment motion is there. Where is the provision of adjournment motion is the issues concerning the country at the time when this session starts, the parliament has right to raise those issues. So my request to Chairman Rajya Sabha, I think he is influential leader. He should have influenced his government and told that why don't you allow the discussion on Pegasus? Number one. Number two, related to farm laws. There is a clear-cut demand of repealing the farm laws. Government is not ready to discuss. They are saying you discuss. If the soul of the laws is wrong, completely wrong, what do you want us to discuss there? The government is not ready to discuss the issues which are raised by opposition party. See, I can also get emotional. As one of the panelists told, then when BJP was in opposition, they also made the same thing. It's not about repeating what BJP does. We are raising serious issues. The country must know privacy is very, very important. And this government needs to take seriously because they themselves are responsible for it. It's not about third party. How can government avoid such issues? My question to JDU spokesperson, he is talking about opposition. Their own leader has said that the inquiry should be done. If the government, they could convince government to hold the inquiry, I think opposition could have come forward and being little more positive. Why you are not able to convince BJP for holding inquiry? This is my question to JDU spokesperson. So you cannot have double standards. You are crying here saying that opposition is not allowing to run the parliament. It is responsibility of the ruling party to listen to the voice of opposition because this is the voice of the country. It is not voice of the opposition. You are adamant, you don't want to listen to the voice of, I think they have the reason for that because they are fearing that they will be caught.
Actually, the emotional part was one part of what I said, Rohan. I'm also asking you, the chairman said there was a discussion listed for agriculture since your party and Mr. Pratap Singh Bajwa are so concerned about the farm laws and the plight of the farmers. Why did you use that discussion and hold that discussion and raise your issues?
We have issue with the basic farm law structure. We don't want to discuss the of farm laws till the time MSP is not there, till the time the APMC monopoly is removed. What do you want us to discuss? This is what farmers have been saying. When the soul of the farm laws is completely against these farmers, what do we want them to discuss? Why more than 200-300 farmers have died? They have not died like that, Tanvi. This government wants to discuss the farm laws which do not have any kind of soul. What discussion they want? They want to discuss us on the provisions of the new farm laws, which they never allowed discussions to be done in parliament. How can we discuss such provisions? So my point here is they impose something on the country, they impose something on the parliament. When the opposition questions or when the country questions, they say they try to play victim card. This is not going to be allowed. They are responsible for what has happened in monsoon session because of their adamant attitude. And it is justified because they are fearing that they will be caught.
Okay.
I understand that they will be caught. I think if they order the inquiry, they will be caught because NSO sells this software only to the governments.
So that now will only happen, Aman Sinha, if the Supreme Court asks you to do so. Your government has made the stand very clear. You're not going to order any investigation because you don't see merit in the claims that are being made. If the Supreme Court thinks otherwise, you will have to order the investigation. But let's be honest tonight. This parliament session, is it a win for you? You got your legislations through and you don't have to answer a single question. All the written answers are largely about no data available any which ways.
Well, Tanvi, obviously the ruling dispensation, the BJP also would have liked that Parliament should have continued without such and even some protest is understandable, but these kind of scenes completely disrupting the parliament, bringing it to a grinding halt, not allowing any legislative business, any parliamentary business to be undertaken, is absolutely inexplicable on part of the opposition. And I'm surprised, even the opposition spokesperson, Mr. Rohan Gupta, has made certain points, but they are all militating against each other. Now, at one point in time, he says that we wanted discussion. Then he says, what is the point of having discussion? We did not want any discussion. Now, these are the kind of arguments which are being made. It's all right, Mr. Gupta. I'm not alleging anything personal against you. It just reflects the kind of hypocrisy that the Congress party is practicing, Tanvi. Now, after disrupting the parliament completely, now, Mr. Rohan Gupta, you are making several contradictory points. You are making several factually incorrect points, but I did not disturb you. Now, you are again trying to create that same disruption here, but please mind it.
Rohan Gupta, may I just point out, even if you try and speak over somebody else, by the sheer, the reason of the technology that you are using to be on this debate, we won't be able to hear you. It's not even in my control. Your voice will get muted when Aman Sinha starts speaking because you are on that kind of connection. Allow him to finish. I'll give you time if you want. Yeah.
Tanvi, yes, and therefore what I was saying, my learned friend interrupted me, but the point that I was making was that at one time they say there was no discussion, then they say there is no point in having discussion. That goes on to reflect the kind of hypocrisy that the opposition parties have, and they have no intent at all to discuss any issues. All that they wanted was to create some ruckus, to disrupt the parliamentary proceedings. But please, now India has seen enough of this. And whether it is the ruling party and the public itself, they are not going to give in to these kind of hypocrisy and these tactics where you disrupt the parliament, do not allow any legislative procedure to go through, disrupt all the bills, important legislative agenda which is there on the annual, and then thereafter you pin the blame on the ruling dispensation, either for not allowing discussion on certain bills or issues, and for delay in passage of certain bills. So this is I did not wish to say that old Hindi metaphor that was Sina Jori, but the fact of the matter is that the Congress party, after creating all this ruckus, disrupting the parliament, is now trying to pin the blame on the government for non-passage of bills, for non-happening of discussions, which the public can certainly see through. And they will, as I said, they will.
Well, the people will decide who they feel is responsible, and if it is just one side or both the sides. But here are the facts that the people need to know. The productivity for Lok Sabha this session was just 22%. Lok Sabha actually only functioned for 17 days. Only functioned for 17 days. Got adjourned sine die ahead of the schedule. Total functioning hours of those 17 days was just a little over 21 hours. 21 hours. Think about that. I would like this job. So much better than any corporate job that we will be stuck in. Total bills passed, 18 without discussion. Don't know how many read it, how many actually got into the merits of the legislation. The legislations are through now. Rajya Sabha, productivity 23%. Total functioning days, 17, functioning hours, 21.9, bills passed, 15 bills passed. Yes, last comment from Rohan Gupta before we wrap this up, since you wanted to make a point. Okay, we seem to have lost that line. Okay, anyways, completely out of time. The data that I gave to you was as of yesterday. You can add a couple of hours from today, especially for Rajya Sabha, where the OBC bill did get discussed. Before that, there were multiple adjournments. After that, there were multiple adjournments. There are allegations that MPs, women MPs, were manhandled by male marshals, and male MPs were blocked by female marshals, so they couldn't do anything. There are allegations repeatedly by the opposition that their voice was silenced. They were not allowed to speak. The topics that they wanted to discuss, debate, were not lined up. were not given time. The government was only interested in pushing its own agenda without responding on anything that the opposition wanted. But the opposition also kept changing its goalposts. One day it was fuel, another day it was farm laws. Then they said, we don't want a discussion on farm laws because we just want the laws to go away. Another day it was just Pegasus, then again just Pegasus, order probe on Pegasus. Tell us if you bought it from NSO. No other work done. The issues may be extremely important, but it doesn't make any difference to my life if you cannot, at the end of the day, get an answer out of the government. It doesn't make any difference to my life if you cannot, at the end of the day, get together with the government, the opposition together, and have a conversation on COVID management, deaths due to oxygen, education, the future of children, education in the middle of the pandemic, fuel prices, inflation, job losses, migrants, the laborers. No conversation at all. Doesn't help. The two sides may pat their own backs tonight and feel victorious, but the fact of the matter is, it's you and I who have lost. It's our loss, nobody else's. Thank you for joining us.